guys, I'm back to my Raw review, and I'm gonna guess and assume that pretty much every single wrestling fan in the whole world has probably seen Raw, or at least seen the CM Punk promo, because that is all that everybody has been like talking about, like on the internet. Like you literally go on like, even on like my Facebook, obviously on YouTube, Twitter, everything has just gone crazy over like the CM Punk promo that he did at the end of the show. So I'm not even gonna have to need to explain to you guys what he even said, because everybody kind of, you know, knows about it and stuff. And obviously everyone's kind of saying, you know, was it a work, was it like real or whatever? And obviously the general kind of idea seems to be that the WWE let him kind of, you know, told him the kind of thing to go with, you know, the kind of basic kind of points, and they agreed that he could kind of go ahead and say kind of what he wanted. That's kind of what I've gathered from like what different people have said on like different websites and stuff. But he seriously did like an awesome job, and they should really let wrestlers, you know, have like free reign of like what they want like to say, because seriously, this is like the best promo, you know, in like forever. And you know, my opinion on CM Punk has like completely changed. Probably, yeah, he kind of did it, like it seems like he kind of did it for like the benefit of like people like who are like, you know, people who talk about wrestling like on the internet and stuff, because he kind of obviously was agreeing with like literally everything that we've always thought, that, you know, everybody hates the fact that Cena's made out to be the best. Because obviously that, you know, is the kind of idea that WWE tries to put across, and he really isn't. And obviously, you know, we're saying about, well, just kind of everything, the fact that he isn't, you know, like really promoted that much and stuff. And obviously he's saying that, you know, people like Cena and Hogan only kind of get anywhere by like kissing Vince's ass and stuff like that. And, you know, he literally completely went like, so like by the end of it, by saying, you know, he thought that WWE was going to be better when Vince is dead and stuff. And that was kind of the bit when, like, I think most people were like, oh wow, he's seriously like crossing some lines here by saying that. But, you know, obviously it was a really awesome promo, and obviously if you're like one of the few people that hasn't seen it yet, then you really need to watch Raw, or like at least find that promo on the internet, because it is on there. You can find it like really easy on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, wow, it was pretty incredible promo, to say the least. You know, before, like a few months ago, CM Punk used to really irritate me, but he's obviously, like I said, he's really awesome, and now I really don't want him to go. So, but yeah, I honestly can't see him staying after saying all that kind of stuff. It would just be like ridiculous if he actually did end up staying. So I'm going to assume that it's going to be legit that he is leaving. But yeah, that kind of like outshadows like the rest of the show now. Like, you know, it's just, you know, there's not really much point like really talking about that the rest of the show, because that's like the only thing that kind of anybody cares about. But to be fair, it wasn't actually a bad episode of Raw. So yeah, I'll obviously kind of, you know, I've rambled about the ending of the show before I've like talked about the rest of it. But, you know, obviously Shawn Michaels was on the show. He was mainly there just like, you know, promoting his kind of new show. He obviously was saying in a way, like he was like, oh, you know, they're sick of, you know, the people that come on just to promote things, I'm so not going to do that and all this. But obviously he did talk about his show. So obviously CM Punk came out at the start and like interrupted him and said that unlike Shawn Michaels, CM Punk was going to leave as a winner. Shawn Michaels says he's better than Punk, and Sweet Chin Music's David Otunga. And then obviously it's because it's a Raw roulette thing. Obviously for every match they have to like spin the wheel to like determine what match type it was going to be. So CM Punk's match type was mystery opponent, and that was Kane. Yay. Big mystery. But yeah, and then like just before the match started, Shawn Michaels does the Sweet Chin Music to McGillicuddy as well, so literally it's just CM Punk on his own against Kane. Decent-ish kind of match until Kane goes for the chokeslam and it gets countered, and then CM Punk rolls out of the ring and just leaves, so CM Punk gets counted out. So everyone's a bit like, oh, because, you know, they were expecting the match to carry on, but it didn't. Then we had the match that should have happened on the Power to the People show last week of Evan Bourne versus Sin Cara, and the stipulation was a no count-out match. Oh, that is such a lame stipulation, seriously. I mean, it would have worked just in the match before, but it just seems like such a lame stipulation. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. Sin Cara kind of botched a couple little bits, but in the end he won with, I think it was supposed to be the spinning armbar takedown that he did on SmackDown, but it didn't quite look the same, so I was trying to determine whether it was the same move or not. But yeah, kind of wanted Evan Bourne to win. Sin Cara wins too much and it's annoying. But never mind, it was a fairly good match. Then we had Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler, with the stipulation being Vicky banned from ringside. Kofi Kingston wins with the Trouble in Paradise, which he hit out of nowhere, so that was a decent match as well. Then we have Alberto Del Rio versus The Big Show in a steel cage match. You know, the match hadn't been going on that long. Mark Henry kind of comes out, but he's obviously at the start of he's just walking kind of around the ring. Big Show goes for the chokeslam, but it gets countered, and then Mark Henry rips like the door of the cage off, and then obviously Del Rio like escapes like through that, obviously through the door, and leaves and wins. But one thing I was thinking, they never normally lock the or padlock the door, do they, in a cage match? Because obviously normally like the ref will like open the door for the people to get out if they're near it. So I was a bit like, why is there a padlock on the door? That was obviously just done because to make it look impressive that Henry was like ripping it off. But whatever, so he does that, and then he obviously takes the door into the ring and then like kind of rams Big Show with it, causing like the actual side of the cage to collapse, which is pretty cool. Even though obviously it was purposely made like for that to happen, but just the fact that it's something I don't think that ever happened before made it look like really impressive and stuff. So that was quite cool. And then yeah, so Mark Henry's just kind of gone psycho at the moment, which makes him a lot more interesting than when he was just see, there's some guys that just need to be like a heel or need to like change their character. Like now that obviously R-Truth has turned heel and has gone psycho, it makes him really good. And obviously, you know, because when he was a face, he was kind of like dull, whereas obviously Mark Henry, even when he was a heel before, he didn't really do anything, but now he's kind of adopted this psycho kind of character. It makes him a lot more interesting than he was. Divas match was Kelly versus Nikki Bella in a submission match. Great choice of stipulation for a women's match there, because, you know, the women generally never use, like, submission moves, and it was a bit like, oh, this is boring. At least it wasn't a pillow fight, thank goodness for that, because that would have been rubbish. But yeah, Kelly wins pretty much right away with a bottom and crab. It was like, okay. And then, the Bellas attack her, so Eve comes out and makes the save. And they had like a little thing backstage, like promoting the new WCW DVD. And the DDP was actually there, and I was like, wow, I haven't seen DDP for years. I used to like him, I thought he was really cool. I remember when he first came in, like, was like stalking like Undertaker's wife, Sarah. That was a long time ago now. I can't remember, that was 10 years ago. Crazy. But yeah, so nice, you know, like a little segment there. And then Drew McIntyre comes along and says how they're boring, or they're taking up his TV time. So HBK just appears again and hits the switching music on him. So yeah, it was just yeah, that movie was awesome. I missed HBK. Awesome. Then we have the Tornado Tag Team match. Now, they never really do Tornado Tag Team matches, do they? Like, I cannot remember. The only thing I really know Tornado Tag matches from was when I used to play, like, the old, like, SmackDown games on the PlayStation. I think it was, like, SmackDown, whatever SmackDown 2 was called, SmackDown Know Your Role, or whatever one it was, and I used to think, oh, Tornado Tag matches are really cool, so I used to hate it, like, on the career mode, just to let me rambling, but on the career mode, when they put you in a tornado match, it was so much easier, because you could, you know, both of you are in the ring and stuff. I used to hate, like, having to do normal tag team matches on there. Anyway, now you know my preference for tag matches on the old SmackDown game. But yeah, so it was obviously Miz and Swagger versus Rey Mysterio and Alex Riley. Quite a nice match, you know, fairly even for quite a while, and then at the end of the match, like, I think, yeah, Jack Swagger was, like, hanging on the ropes, like, for when Ray would do, like, the 619, but Riley's on the outside, does a double, like, or does, like, a drop kick to his head. Then Rey Mysterio does hit the 619, Riley hits his DDT, slightly botchy, but, you know, it's still fine, and then Rey Mysterio hits the splash for the win, so obviously Ray and Riley win that one. And then the main event, leading on, which led on then to Punk's incredible promo, was R-Truth versus John Cena in a tables match. I haven't seen a table match for a little while now, so that was quite cool. Yeah, the match wasn't, like, that long, really, obviously, because they had to make time for, you know, the promo at the end. But Cena goes for the attitude adjustment, obviously through the table, but Punk runs out and tips the table out of the way, so he misses. And then, obviously, Punk and Cena are fighting, and then, obviously, Cena's unaware of what R-Truth's doing, and then he kind of, like, spears him, like, through a table that's, like, set up in the corner, so R-Truth wins. So, obviously, the crowd's a bit like, whoa, because, obviously, normally Cena wins for everything. But, obviously, you know, that was cool, and obviously that led on to, the promo by Punk, and obviously, yeah, one thing I was wondering was, like, why he was wearing a Stone Cold shirt, because I know that was the first thing that I noticed, like, you know, the fact that he was wearing that, and it was a bit like, why is he wearing that for? I know, obviously, because he had, like, the kind of, like, the altercation with, Stone Cold, was it last week or the week before, when obviously Austin asked if he wanted a beer, and he was like, what? So I don't know if it had anything to kind of do with that, but, yeah, no, it was really good promo, the most, like, real kind of promo, really, that they've had in, like, forever, and just the fact that he was, like, really saying kind of what everybody else was thinking, and the fact that, you know, he mentioned people like, you know, like Brock Lesnar and, like, Paul Heyman and stuff, and, you know, they never, like, really make references to them anymore, and the fact that he was saying about that he might go and, like, you know, defend the title in, like, Ring of Honor and stuff, and, like, it's just kind of like a no-no, really, to kind of mention, like, other, like, wrestling promotions, like, you would never hear, like, WWE mention, like, TNA or anything like that. So, I was half expecting him to say that, because, you know, if he just said, like, he would go to, like, TNA or whatever, I think that would have been a bit like, whoa, nobody else would ever think of going there. And then, obviously, yeah, I was saying that about Vince, and, you know, saying, oh, but they won't get better because it's going to be taken over by his idiot daughter, and, what was it, Doofus, like, son-in-law, or something like that, obviously referring to Stephanie and Triple H. So, yeah, no, that was, you know, well, and apparently, obviously, yeah, it says on WWE.com now that, CM Punk has been, like, suspended or whatever, but, we will see what happens with that whole storyline. So I think now Money in the Bank is going to be like, everybody's really going to want to see this match and stuff. I think it could be one of like the biggest or like most anticipated kind of matches for quite a while, really. Obviously I know like WrestleMania and Triple H and Undertaker and all that kind of stuff, and they're going to have like Rock and Cena next year, but for the moment this kind of storyline has obviously got a lot of people's attention, and I imagine that a lot of people that haven't watched wrestling for a long time will kind of actually be interested in what happens with this. Yeah, anyway, I hope all that made sense. So yeah, I just, I'm just going to keep going on about Holden. I even went and told my mum. My mum hates wrestling. She doesn't care about it, but I just had to like tell her what happened, because obviously I couldn't tell my dad. So I don't know if they're actually going to, I guess, will they still show that like on the the replay of Raw like tomorrow night? I don't know if they'll actually show that segment or not, or whether they will still have it. I don't really know, but yeah, anyway, going to stop rambling. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and yeah, I will be doing my Judgment Day 2003 video either tomorrow night or Friday morning, and then obviously be back on Sunday for my SmackDown review. So yeah, so thanks for watching this. Leave your comments on what you thought about the Punk promo, and obviously like if you know any more stuff about like whether it's like scripted or not, because I'm just going by like what I've heard, that people have said that like WWE said it was okay for him just to kind of go and say what he wanted or whatever. But yeah, just leave your thoughts below, because obviously I'm interested to know what you guys think. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.